Previously on the World Enduro Super Series, the sweet 16th edition of Red Bull Romaniacs, the most explosive and exhausting race yet this season. Spain's Alfredo Gomez battled Germany's Manuel Lettenbichler for first, but lost over 6 minutes on a crucial climb. This fail, coupled with Lettenbichler's near-flawless performance, allowed the KTM Pro to take the top of the podium. The silent assassin Graham Jarvis rounded out the top three. Lettenbichler leads WESS a mere 110 points ahead of Jarvis as we head to England for the legendary Hawkstone Park Cross-Country.
I am velocity, I am the rapture, I'm the destroyer, I am the cavalry, I am the poison, I am the powder, I am the fighter, I am the protector, I am the DC, I am electric, I am electric.
Welcome to Hawkstone Park Cross-Country, round 6 of WESS. This is the birthplace of cross-country enduro in the UK. Hundreds of hungry competitors will take on the original Fast Eddy race. Returning Hawkstone champ Josep Garcia is the man to beat. He's nursing a hand injury while attempting to stay ahead of last year's second-place finisher, race favorite Nathan Watson. Will the Brits once again be bested on home turf, or will the next 1,000 WESS points belong to a local Hawkstone hero? Hundreds of competitors, fans of all ages, and some familiar faces descend on Hawkstone Park for day one. It's a fun-loving family affair as things get underway with practice laps for all rider classes. In the afternoon, the Fast Eddy Sprint Enduro begins with the amateur classes taking on the Motocross track, while pros and experts start on the Enduro test. Local hero Nathan Watson is first to cruise the course. Seconds later, it's Josep Garcia. Then Jonny Walker. Riders have 4 laps to complete the twisting and sandy track as quickly as possible, maybe even roosting a few fans along the way. Even with an injured hand, returning champ Garcia is leading the charge. As expected, Watson is close behind. Brits Alex Snow of Gas and KTM's Jonny Walker are also putting up fast times. More surprisingly, 19-year-old 3-time Enduro European champion Roni Kiittonen is keeping pace with the big names. WESS leader Manuel Lettenbichler is more at home in hard enduro. So is second overall Graham Jarvis. Both are struggling with their speed. After 4 laps, Garcia makes it clear he's here for another Hawkstone title with the fastest combined time in the enduro test. Even more impressive considering this is his first race since sustaining an injury.
In one test I missed maybe 3 corners and I lose some good time, but happy to still ride not so bad. And now we go to the Motocross test. We know that Watson there will be really fast, so we need to keep pushing to the end.
So here are the enduro test results. Now it's time for 4 fast laps in the motocross sprint. Enduro leader Garcia is first on the track, followed by Nathan Watson, and Alex Snow. British KTM speedster Watson is at home here, and it shows. He finishes the first lap a full 6 seconds faster than Garcia. Alex Snow and Jonny Walker are in pursuit. Manuel Lettenbichler's performance is improving. He stepped up his speed game in the motocross sprint. Watson's having an amazing day. He flies over the obstacles and finishes all 4 laps faster than the competition.
Yeah, it's been a pretty solid day. Really good track, really good tests, and yeah, ended up with the win. I was 10 seconds down after the 4 enduro tests, so I thought I'm going to have to do some catching up, and I think I ended up 10 seconds in front after the 4 motocross tests, so really happy with how it's went.
With the overall best combined time after 4 enduro laps and 4 motocross laps, it's Nathan Watson taking the day 1 win at Hawkstone Park with a 9-second lead over Josep Garcia in second and Alex Snow in third. The starting order is set for day 2 at this epic cross-country enduro.
Yeah, we're here in beautiful England in the Hawkstone for the 6th round of the WESS Series.
So we're actually on a really famous UK motocross track. We've had World Championship motocross races here.
It's good to perform in front of the home crowd. Just got to do the best I can on a fast race.
It's a really good atmosphere.
It's special for the fans because they can go and see every part of the track here. There can be a fan on every single corner, which is nice for us getting cheered on, and it's good for them. They can see everything, you know.
We have motocross and cross-country on Saturday, and for Sunday we do all together.
Saturday's position will give us the start position for Sunday's cross-country race.
On Sunday we have 2.5 cross-country. They put together both tracks, the enduro test and the cross test.
It's a cool combination because you have to be smooth and you know, smart with your line choices in the forest, and then you have to be aggressive and fast on the motocross tracks. It's like, you know, choosing the right skill sets at the right place.
Yeah, it's definitely more high speed and intense. So yeah, you need to be pushing from the word go.
The track's a lot wider, so it should be a little bit easier to pass, especially when there's 150 riders on the track.
First man over the finish after the 2.5 hours is the winner.
If it rains, with the few days that we've had where it's been dry, it shouldn't get too wet, so it should be good.
I guess we're used to it wet, and it would just be a bonus if it stays dry.
For Hawkstone, it's obviously a much faster race than the extreme races.
Since the beginning till the end, you are pushing like hell all the time.
Endurance, you know, it is massively important, different type of endurance. You know, there's nothing extreme out there, but it's relentless and it's going to wear you down. You know, it's still going to be a tough race for 2.5 hours.
Hundreds of riders and fans brave the weather as clouds roll in on day 2 at Hawkstone Park. Rain means athletes will be maneuvering in the mud as the pros prepare for the original Fast Eddy.
Today we've got typical English weather, it's raining. It suits me better, I like it when it's really tough and physical, and hopefully it'll work to my advantage. And you know, it might be one of the only chances I've got to win a race this year with the calendar. Yeah, I'm going to give it my all.
Today will be like a difficult day because we know that Watson is really fast, also Jonny, Taddy, everyone is fast, so trying to do a good start and stay focused during all the race.
For me, the goal today is to stick with them top guys and try to give my best and hopefully have a good result at the end.
Top riders from the day 1 sprint enduro are staggered at the starting line. And they're off. Well, most of them. Number 4, Alex Snow gets the whole shot. But Nathan Watson struggles off the top and his KTM teammate's bike won't start. As the pack pulls away, Josep Garcia finally gets moving, but he's lost over 10 seconds. A bad beginning for last year's injured Hawkstone champion. Slipping in the mud, Alex Snow keeps his lead on Jonny Walker, Travis Teasdale, and Manuel Lettenbichler. Snow and Walker start to break away as the rest of the pros, experts, elite vets, and some clubman classes scramble to find their footing. The frontrunners enter the enduro section of the course. Nathan Watson has used his speed and knowledge of the track to close in. Garcia is also playing catch-up, but with the back markers. Way ahead, Alex Snow leads under a canopy of trees, but skids on a tight turn, allowing Johnny Walker to move into first. Eurotech KTM's Travis Teasdale follows. Walker leads Teasdale, Snow, Blatzuciak, Lettenbichler, and Watson through the wet woods. Early race leader Snow loses more ground as he's passed by numbers 111, 5, and 91. Then Watson sees a chance to overtake a mud-covered Blatzuciak to move into fourth. Garcia is also making moves, fighting through the pain of an injured hand. The Spanish speed demon is climbing the ranks. He's come from last. Now he's overtaken Graham Jarvis, moving into 13th position. Second overall in WESS, Jarvis isn't in his hard enduro element. He's riding for as many points as he can get to keep his series position. Neck and neck over a roller, Watson soars past Teasdale into second. And noticeably silent in the series until now, Johnny Walker is leading the race as they hit the infamous Hawkstone Hill. A gnarly climb that's been the signature section of this historic track for decades.
Hawkstone Park is like iconic for UK cross-country, and this is where it began. From the enduro side, this place has been run from about 99-2000 when Paul Edmondson of Fast Eddy Racing actually came here and started creating a cross-country event. But now we're back here doing a World Series, which gets people from around the world to come and actually see what the deep sand of Hawkstone Park's like, and obviously conquer Hawkstone Hill, which is the famous part of this track.
If you ask anyone about British motocross especially, everyone knows Hawkstone Park.
It's like a big attraction, really. It's a good event, it's a good track.
There's a lot of history. This started before the last war, and then in the 50s it developed into a motocross track, and since then we've held Grand Prix here. The Enduros we've had for a number of years now, which we really enjoy.
Not only do they have like really big high-level motocross here, that they also have youth motocross here and club-level races here.
I love to see the kids here because they are the future, especially in enduro. There's quite a number of really young riders there who are so good that I'm sure that they're going to come on and be champions in this.
You know, everybody gets to ride this track, which is really cool, and here this weekend we have a lot of those privateers and just amateurs who just want to come out on a Sunday and do a race, so it's really cool to be racing alongside them.
This is what it's all about. The sun's out in the UK, we're all happy, nice balance of racing and a bit of working on bikes. A bit more of a traditional cross-country event, but if you're a racer and you're from the UK, you want to be racing here, that's for sure.
The best thing about having Hawkstone in the World Enduro Super Series is it's really close to home and all your family and friends can come and watch.
In the UK, all the racers have a camper and they come the night before and everybody camps out and has barbecues and socialises with each other. So it's full family outings, mum, dad, sons, daughters, everybody's here to be a part of it.
This is my first home race in the WESS Championship, but it's cool for me, to come back and race. Hopefully we can get a podium.
And obviously, we're hoping that, we're going to have a UK winner. And to be fair, I think Nathan's going to do it this year. I really do.
Hundreds of riders are here to continue the rich enduro legacy at Hawkstone Park in 2019. Including privateer team Eurotech KTM. 20-year-old UK rider Will Hoare is holding his own, currently in 8th position. Back to the front. Right now, number 22, Johnny Walker, is in the lead. But KTM teammate Nathan Watson has been burning up the track after a slow go off the start. Watson flies by Walker and moves into first. Coming from a 5th place start, Manuel Lettenbichler is now an unexpected threat. He's past Lettenbichler. Utilizing his hard enduro skills, he finds a different line past Walker into second. Technical hard enduros are the young German's specialty. Now, he's adding speed to his stats. Being a great all-around enduro rider is what WESS is all about. If he keeps it up, he will be difficult to catch in the points race. He closes in on Watson, only a second behind. Could he take his second consecutive WESS win on the Brits' home turf? Halfway through the race, and this is the question on everyone's mind as the riders start hitting the pits.
Yeah, Manu is now in second position, more than a minute after Nathan, but Nathan, you know, at the cross-country is really fast, and the race is still on, and let's see how it works over the whole distance.
Did a whole lap with no front brake, and then I obviously cooked the back brake, but obviously it took 6 weeks off, and now I just need to build it up now, so yeah, we keep going.
Get back on it.
Nathan is amazing, now he's leading, and yeah, I think everything is under control.
Everything's under control for now, but luck can change in an instant. Front runners Watson, Lettenbichler, and Walker are back at it. Lettenbichler is currently in fourth. Alex Snow is in fifth, but he's going to have to work hard to keep it. Josep Garcia is one of the fastest riders in the series. After bike issues off the top and nursing an injured hand, the Spanish speedster fights his way through the pack. Redlining it, he's making mistakes, but it's obvious he's giving it everything he's got. Climbing all the way from 13th place to 6th. Now he's ready to dance with Alex Snow. Neither rider is willing to give up as they fight for position. Will Snow keep Garcia from 5th place and all-important series points?
The guys that are here, you see like the really top of the top, you know, so it means they went through a lot in their careers to get to this point.
I think it's such a cool sport. Some races are just so difficult and you're looking on the track and it's like, oh, I don't want to race this race, you know, but at the end, sometimes you just have to kick your own ass.
In Romania, sometimes you think, what the f I'm doing here, pushing my bike all day, but finally you find the motivation, you push a little bit, you go up and you look down and you say, oh.
Sure, if I do the last hill of Romania 100 times, I think I will never put the bike again where it was. But it's racing, so.
When I'm riding, I'm talking to myself and it's like, go on, Manny, go on, you can do this.
A lot of the times in the extreme races, there's a little voice in the back of your head saying, just, what are you doing? Just, you know, call it a day. Stop, go back to the van, but then, you know, you can't give up.
I never give up. If I'm not here, I will be at home really angry.
It might take an extra 5 hours than somebody else, but if you make it to the line, you get them points, and then the points make the championship, so you just got to keep fighting.
For me and for Nathan, or like an enduro rider, is more difficult than for the extreme riders. They can go faster, slower, but they make it. When we go to extreme race, we're suffering double or triple than them.
Yeah, obviously hard enduros are really tough and physical, and obviously you've got to fight and you've never got to give up, and it's the same with the championship. If you lose one round, you get no points. It makes a big difference in the championship. Even though you go somewhere and you collect 300 points, it's always better than 0 points.
Even if you have a bad day, you always have to think that you're not the only one that's going to have a bad day.
I would say the next few races decide who is on top at the end, you know, like if you make one mistake at one race and just lose positions, you just also could lose the championship. So it's just important having a good result in every race and give your hardest.
The race rages on, with Nathan Watson advancing his lead on second place Manuel Lettenbichler. Showing no signs of being weakened by his 2018 injury, Jonny Walker guns it in third. KTM factory teammate Tadej Blazusiak is still holding strong in fourth. In the battle for fifth, Josep Garcia has come out on top. Gas rider Alex Snow is chasing him now. Like a true WESS warrior, Garcia has climbed from last place and is now close to the front of the pack. Does he have a chance to catch the leader before the clock runs out? The same can be asked of Jonny Walker. Right now, back markers are keeping him from gaining time on second place Lettenbichler. If the young German messes up and Walker can close the time gap, he could jump into third place overall in the World Enduro Super Series. It's a big if. That WESS spot currently belongs to Alfredo Gomez. He's riding in 11th at Hawkstone. Right now, that will get him enough points to keep his series position. Second place overall at WESS is his Husqvarna teammate Graham Jarvis. And if he wants to stay competitive for the series win, he'll have to do better than his current 13th position at Hawkstone. We're now in the final moments of the race. Watson won't slow down. He's been riding full tilt for nearly 2.5 hours straight. And he's even extended his lead on Lettenbichler. The gap between the German rider and third place Walker has also increased. Unless something drastic happens, Lettenbichler is virtually impossible to catch. Number 111, Blazusiak, is holding steady in fourth. Garcia has plateaued his amazing push in fifth. The only top riders now making big moves are Alfredo Gomez and Graham Jarvis, who have now climbed into 8th and 9th place. There's under a minute left in the race. Fans and family look on. And after 2.5 hours of relentless riding, Britain's own Nathan Watson crosses the finish line. Taking the title at Hawkstone Park Cross-Country and his first 1,000 WESS points this year.
Yes, I didn't have a good start because basically I risk starting in gear, and yeah, on a 4-stroke it's a high risk because sometimes they don't go in gear, so made some early passes and yeah, got a clear track and just had such a good rhythm, felt great on the bike and was just pushing and pulling away. Yeah, it's extra special, you know, all my family and friends were around there cheering me on, and so yeah, really happy to get the job done today.
Manuel Lettenbichler is over 2.5 minutes back in second. The 21-year-old's amazing finish has now widened his WESS lead.
Like, I'm just over the moon right now. For me, it feels like it's a win, you know? Like, I know that I'm not the fastest guy, so had a really good start. They was riding really well, then Nathan passed me and he just went, but second place, such a good place for the overall, so I'm just pumped up.
Jonny Walker gets his first WESS podium of the year in third.
Yeah, super happy to be on the podium. Home race for me, it's not a win, but you know, I'm really happy. It feels like a win to me. You know, coming here, I knew Nathan was going to do good, so I'm happy for him to win.
Nathan Watson tops an all KTM podium at round 6 of the World Enduro Super Series. Here are the Hawkstone standings. In the overall WESS standings, Manuel Lettenbichler has now extended his lead by 500 points. Graham Jarvis is still safe in second, and Alfredo Gomez will hold on to third. Jonny Walker moves into fourth, and Tadej Blazusiak follows in fifth. We're now just a week away from round 7, the BR2 Enduro Solsona in Spain, as we move closer to crowning the ultimate Enduro World Champion. Till then, I'm Troy Mannering saying keep the rubber side down.